Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. Just want to bring you all a quick update on Litecoin. Right now we're at $88.50. We're down 6.18% today. So we're having a pretty decent little sell-off. And what we're going to be doing is looking at some key areas. If you saw the video yesterday, we were talking about this little yellow trend line right here. And if we were going to hold, and right now we are breaking down through it. So we're going to get into some support, resistances, trend lines. And we're also really going to look at trends and how to try to identify the trend and which way it's moving. And guys, you want to try to identify this from the micro level or the macro level all the way down to the micro level, and that's what we're going to really look at today. So if you guys like these videos, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you being here with me today. And guys, what I'm going to be doing here, I didn't have time to plan anything. If you saw my video earlier today, I had some trouble. I was out mowing on my property and I hit a tree root and it basically bent my blade on my mower straight down, so I had to replace my blades. And I don't know if you guys have ever done that before on a tractor. It is not fun. They were corroded on there, so had to fight with that for a few hours, but finally we were able to get them off. I didn't have any air tools or anything. Had to use one of those like breaker bars, just really cranking on it over and over, but we ended up getting it, so I'm thankful for that. But I didn't really get to plan anything, so I'm just kind of freestyling on a Saturday night here with you. So if you guys like these and want me to do more of them, let me know. Do the best that I can for you today, and I appreciate your time, so I'm going to try to get through this as quick as I can. So guys, what we're looking at here, we're on the 4-hour chart, okay, and we're looking at trends, and I'm going to back it up for us because we learn from history. A lot of people say, why do you go and show stuff that's happened? Because you can learn from the things that have happened in the past, and a lot of the times it will repeat itself over and over. And if you can identify that, like trend line breaks and support and resistance, it can really help you guys. It's about probability, that putting the odds in your favor. It's not about gambling. It's about putting the odds in your favor. When you're wrong, cut your trade. When you're right, let it run the best that you can. Okay, guys, so we're going to start back over here. Do you see? So we blasted off up here. It was a massive move. I mean, guys, we went from literally $60 all the way up to $100. So we got to remember now that Litecoin is capable of moving basically in a day almost $40. That's how fast to the upside or the downside. So that's something that you do want to put like in a notebook and say, okay, you know, if you see this stick of volume coming in like we had over here, this may run up. When you potentially could have got out with a 20%, you'll remember and say, hey, you know, Litecoin may even have that 40%. So you start putting in those trailing stop losses, but you'll let it run because you have that past history. And like I said, not always going to repeat itself, but sometimes you can pick up some patterns, and that's what we like to look for. So right here, guys, we're in this downtrend after that. So we basically lost this entire move. We came all the way back down, but what we had was a trend line break. We broke out, we came back, and then this move here, what I want to do is measure it for you just to show you the power of these trend line breaks. So we're going to take our price range tool, and guys, we're going to be going all the way up. So it was basically a 100% move right there. I mean, that's how powerful trend line breaks are to the upside and the downside. And then what we were looking at for the longest time was this green trend line. You can go back and watch the videos when I was talking about this trend line and how we needed it to hold and how it broke and pulled back. We did a ton with this here. But what you can see is we broke down through it, trend line break, right? We pulled back up into it, but we couldn't hold it. And we tweezer topped right here and we came back down and we fell. Then eventually what we had was another trend line break. Take a look at this. Okay, just a rough one here. 2 points of contact, that's a trend line. Look, we broke through it on a powerful candle. Came all the way down to my red trend line now. Let me erase this so we don't have too many marks here. But what I want to show you now is that red trend line. And you see how we have now broken that. And if I zoom back out here, this was a trend line that had held for quite a while. So what happened, we just broke down through it. You saw we fell to $76. We pulled back up into it. We came back down. And now what we did have, we set a nice higher low, which was good, but we're not getting that follow through that we were wanting, and we have a trend line break that's taking place right now. So what we're going to have to see is with this trend line break that we had, if we're going to get back up inside this trend line again, or if we're going to see rejection off it, or if we're just going to start falling down. Now, if we just start falling down, I'm going to look at $84 as my downside support. So you can see there, this line right here, $84. If $84 doesn't hold, we're going to be looking down to around that $76, and that's going to be right here at the start of this move where we had that little reversal out of there. And then ultimately it's going to be down here around $65.16. And what's happening now, guys, as you can see right here, this is this trend line here in white. Let me turn it a different color for you. See if we can put like in yellow or something so you can see a little bit better. All right, so yellow, This yellow trend line, we're having lower highs and we are having lower lows until we made that first higher low, and that's what I was looking for, to see if we could have this trend line break out of there, because if we do end up getting a trend line break to the upside here, we definitely could run back up to around that $100 and test it pretty fast. I mean, this market moves really fast, but say we do have a trend line break here, and guys, this is just an if, we're just doing hypotheticals here at some point. So say we break out even there, typical breaks can be between 30 and 40%, so that could take us to $127 or all the way back up here to try to challenge that $146 again at that high that we pushed up to. But like I said, we're not even there yet. We're not even challenging this trend line right now. We're just weakening right there. You see that? Now, what I want to do with us here is also show you, we're going to go out to the 1-day chart now, and we're going to look at some indicators. And if you guys like these videos, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Notification bell is going to help you get these videos to you as quick as I can, because like right now, guys, once I finish with this, I'm going to upload it, put it out to you, so you're going to have basically up-to-date information. If you do hit that notification bell, it'll help you out. So, guys, let me turn on our stochastic RSI. And with our stochastic, what I want you to be careful of, we're having decreasing volume, and also what's happening is we're having a stochastic cross to the downside right now. We want to look at that, and we're at 79 and 81, so we are in overbought conditions. It's hard to believe we're in overbought conditions after we've fallen from $146, but they're accounting for this move where we hit those tweezer bottoms down here off around $76. Then we started to move back up. This was a pretty powerful move, and now we're just going to have to see what's happening with that, guys, if we're going to have that stochastic cross to the downside. Let me see here. The next indicator I want to do with you is the MACD. And with the MACD, it looked like we were getting a bullish cross here. The histogram was taken to the positive right there. So we're just going to have to see, but it's looking like it's kissing here and potentially wants to cross back to the downside a little bit there. So we're going to have to watch the MACD. And then let's do our relative strength index. Let's see here. Guys, don't want to keep you too long. All right, so with our relative strength index, that's what we're going to be looking at as a trend line. So we came down, we pushed all the way to around that 23. So we can get very low on these RSIs, guys. Remember, RSI, though, for the 1 day is at 38. So there's plenty of room to run to the upside there on the RSI if we are to have a trend line break out of here, just like that. So, you know, guys, that's what I wanted to get into here, but we're trying to identify trends. You see that? And right now we're in that downtrend, so we need to get out of it by setting a higher low, then a higher high, higher low, higher high, and get it moving. That's what needs to happen here, guys. So we're at $88.76. Just protect yourself. Look at those key areas to the upside, the downside. Let's see if we can push back even up into this red trend line, guys. It was important. But ultimately, the main trend line we need to pay attention to is this yellow one. This is our main uptrend right here. Got to pay close attention to it. So God bless, my friends. Take care.